How emotional repression impacts each of the seven chakras. We really realize that the body never forgets what the mind chooses to swallow. Long after an unvoiced rage, a swallowed tear, or a buried trauma fades from active memory, it doesn't simply disappear into thin air. It lodges itself deep within the subtle architecture of the human nervous and energetic system. When emotions are denied their natural life cycle, when they are judged, suppressed, or starved of expression, they turn inward. In traditional Eastern subtle energy traditions, these unexpressed emotional loads from energetic constrictions across the seven primary chakras, or the wheel of life energy, transforming centers of vital flow into dense, reactive armor. Welcome to the Sovereign Renaissance, a channel through the arcane, mystical, and occult science. In subtle energy traditions, chakras are focal points where consciousness, emotion, and physical physical physiology meet. When an emotion is felt but suppressed, the natural movement of prana or life force energy is interrupted. Repressed emotions manifest in the chakra system primarily as deficient energy or excessive energy. The root chakra. Now, this is based on the spine or the pelvic floor. The core theme: survival, safety, security, grounding, and foundational trust. Repressed emotion of this root chakra: unacknowledged fear, terror, or existential trauma. When fear is pushed down, such as early childhood instability, financial panic, or feeling unsafe in your own body, the root chakra contracts. Repressing fear forces you in a state of chronic, covert hypervigilance. The energetic sign: when you're feeling perpetually unsafe or experiencing chronic restlessness, an inability to relax, or deep spiritual disconnection from the physical world. And the physical somatization: the lower you'll experience lower back pain, adrenal fatigue, immunal dysfunction, and bowel issues. The sacral chakra. Now, this is located in the lower abdomen, just below the navel. The core theme: passion, sensuality, emotional fluidity, pleasure, creative expression. The repressed emotion: suppressed shame, guilt, or desire. The sacral chakra is the primary liquid or water center of the energetic body. When sexual desire, creative impulses, or deep vulnerabilities are shamed or buried, energy stagnates here. The energetic sign: emotional numbness, difficulty feeling joy or pleasure, fear of intimacy, creative blocks, or swinging between emotional suppression and explosive emotional outbursts. The physical somatization: pelvic pain, reproductive health issues, tight hips, urinary problems. Solar plexus. This is located in the upper abdomen or the stomach area. The core theme: is personal power, autonomy, self-worth, boundaries, willpower. The repressed emotion, suppressed anger, rage, or powerlessness. Anger is an organizing force meant to protect boundaries. When society or conditioning teaches you that anger is dangerous or unspiritual, it gets stuffed directly into the solar plexus. The energetic sign, people pleasing, inability to set boundaries, chronic imposter syndrome, or an internal simmered resentment toward others. Alternatively, it can manifest as excessive control or perfectionism to mask deep inadequacy. The physical somatization, this would manifest as digestive issues, tension in the diaphragm, liver, or gallbladder strain. The heart chakra, now this is located in the center of the chest. Core theme, compassion, love, acceptance, unity, and forgiveness. Now, what does a repressed emotion look like? Unprocessed grief, heartbreak, or abandonment. The heart center acts as the bridge between the lower physical chakra and the upper spiritual chakras. Unacknowledged grief, such as lingering heartbreak, loss, or broken promises, forms an energetic armor around the chest to protect against future hurt. The energetic sign, an inability to trust, fear of vulnerability, emotional coldness, or holding on to long term grudges under the guise of moving on. The physical manifestation, tightness in the chest, shallow breathing, upper back tension between the shoulder blades, and cardiovascular stress. Throat chakra, location, throat and the neck area. The core theme, truth, authentic expression, communication, active listening. Now, what would a repressed emotion look like? Silenced opinions, needs, or unspoken truths. The throat chakra suffers when you swallow your words to keep the peace, conceal your authentic identity, or suppress your true feelings from loved ones. Energetic sign, feeling like you have a physical lump in your throat, fear of speaking in public, habitually softening your opinions or speaking excessively to avoid revealing what you actually feel. The physical manifestation, chronic sore throats, thyroid imbalances, neck stiffness, or jaw clenching. The third eye chakra. Now, this is located between the eyebrows. The core theme, intuition, wisdom, clarity, and inner perception. Repressed emotion, denied intuition, self doubt, or forced self deception. Repressed at the lower chakras distorts the third eye. When you ignore your gut instincts, gaslight your own perceptions, or refuse to acknowledge uncomfortable truths about your life, the third eye contracts. The energetic sign, brain fog, feeling disconnected from your inner guidance, over intellectualizing every emotion instead of feeling it, or slipping into rigid black and white dogma to avoid uncertainty. Physical manifestation, tension, headaches, migraines, eye strain, sinus pressure, and disrupted sleep patterns. And last but not least, the crown chakra, located at the top of the head. The core themes: spiritual connection, unity, consciousness, and transcendent awareness. The repressed emotion, unaddressed existential despair or spiritual isolation. The crown chakra naturally closes when lower emotional material is heavily suppressed. If you hold on to unresolved shame, anger, or grief, the connection to higher self or spiritual trust feels severed because your attention is bound up holding the lower emotional dam together. The energetic sign: deep feelings of meaninglessness, feeling abandoned by the universe or God or source or whatever you subscribe to. Spiritual cynicism, or using spiritual bypassing, using lofty spiritual concepts to ignore human emotional pain. Now, what does this manifest in the physical? Chronic mental fatigue, feeling completely ungrounded or detached from life. Sensitivity to light and sound. The body keeps an undeniable ledger. When we choose to swallow our tears, silence our boundaries, or lock away our grief, we aren't just destroying those emotions. We are simply forcing them to find room inside our anatomy. Every suppressed feeling becomes a quiet weight within the subtle energy system. Over months, years, and decades, these emotional burdens turn active centers of vitality into rigid, armored vaults. And if you liked this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you to every viewer that likes, shares, and subscribe our content. And until next time, goodbye.